the film.
There from Tony. Tons of loot to win from 2 Don Zip and 5 Queanbeyan as we take you to Tony Campbell now for the call of race 1 at Queanbeyan.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nick. Runners at the various stalls. It's a glorious day down here in the southeastern part of New South Wales, just across from the ACT border it is. And looking across at the ACT, lovely mountains, plenty of blue sky, a plane just coming into land at the Canberra airport. And just a nice little breeze is blowing. This is the first of 2 days of racing here at Queanbeyan. They race again tomorrow, of course. It's not a tab day, but this is one of their big days, the Sydney Harbour Casino Newmarket Handicap Day. Now they're moving in well. Don Zip goes up riderless, just waiting on Abinell to move along. And we'll have a start in the Custom Mix Class 1 handicap. Tons of loot, the favourite. Very short. Abinell goes up, Queanbeyan in line, tons of loot, trained on the track, drawn the inside of the gate. Now they're all in, set to run in the first of 8 here at Queanbeyan on Sydney Harbour Casino Newmarket Day. Starter has a look over the line. Don Zip, Abinell. Starter not happy with something. He's looking at the stalls now. He goes up, the light is on, stand by, and away they go. That was a fairly good level start, although Don Zip didn't jump all that well, nor did Talbingo Pass. And the favourite, Tons of Loot from the inside gate, is the leader, about a half a length in front of Queanbeyan, applying pressure on the outside. In behind those then, Don Zip on the rails, followed by Abinell on the outside, and about 2 or 3 then. Talbingo Pass is last of all in the back stretch. They've got about 900 to go, and this leader doing it very well. Tons of Loot under a good rein, about a length and a half or a length and 3/4 now over Abinell, being ridden along. In behind those, Don Zip third on the rails, ahead off fourth on the outside, Abinell, and 2 behind those, Talbingo Pass last of all, as they leave the back, race up the side, and Tons of Loot has raced away under double wraps. Tons of Loot out about 6 or 7 lengths in front of Don Zip, moving to second. Queanbeyan hard ridden on the outside, a long break behind those then, Abinell, and forget about Talbingo Pass, but I'd say this far from home, this favourite is home and hose. Tons of Loot, hands and heels down towards the 200. Queanbeyan out very wide, followed then by Don Zip, making up a little bit of ground, but it's Tons of Loot well clear, getting down towards the line, and there's no danger to Tons of Loot. Tons of Loot romps the opening race in, a couple of flicks with the whip, hands and heels to the line, and Tons of Loot by a big space. Tons of Loot first, now Don Zip second, third was Queanbeyan, followed by Abinell second last, and the last one was Talbingo Pass. How easy is that? Tons of Loot. $1.60, $1.32, Don Zip $1.50, no dividend for number 5, Queanbeyan. And that's the way the punters like to see the favourites win. It was never, ever going to lose. Number 1, the winner, Tons of Loot, Brett Johnson, the winning rider, trained at Queanbeyan by Amanda Langler. A Bay Gelding 5, lightly raced. That was only its 5th start today. And Tons of Loot by Rubiton out of Magic Flute, raced by Miss A. Langlar, Ms. DJ Cook, PDF Russell and S.J. Ryan. 5 starts now, 2 wins, a second and a third. Second, Don Zip was trained at Hawkesbury by Michael Wilson. A Bay Gelding 4, Wonder Dancer out of Zephyr Don, Grant Buckley the rider. And Queanbeyan third. Number 5, Greg Farrer, trained by John Morrissey. A Chestnut Filly 3 by Terse out of Vintage Dance. But the winner won very, very easily. 125, 109.09. That was a very smart run. Now that is just outside the class record, just outside the race record, I beg your pardon. So that's a very smart run. 109.09, just outside the race record. 125. We'll have more shortly.
Yeah, the top way just too good for them there, and rating a good time there. 160, 160 and 165 there for Tons of Loot for Brad Johnson in race 1 at Queanbeyan. Okay, 270 for number 4, Warraluna, High Zephyr at 18. She's here is at $10 and Millie Mook at $6.80 for race 2 at Queanbeyan. And the selections there at Queanbeyan, 413 from Tony. We'll take a break on Sky, then head back to Tony for the call of race number 2, the Richard Chapman Veteran. Race 2 at Queanbeyan, Richard Chapman, Class 3 plate, 1460 metres, the journey of this. Having a look at the market again, number 1 is Altocha at 640, Berkshire Flyer 730, Bob Samboy 990, Warraluna at even money, 12 for High Zephyr, she's here at 11, and Millie Mook at $8.70 for race 2 at Queanbeyan. Let's take it there now, and once again, here's Tony.
Thanks, Nick. Moving in well for this race. Bob Samboy goes up, but Bork goes in now. Altocha's in line, she's here's in. Waiting on High Zephyr. Millie Mook's out of line. Warraluna the favourite on the move. Looks very well, the Warraluna. Very well indeed. This is the second of 8 here today at Queanbeyan on this lovely spring day. Now High Zephyr goes up, Bob Samboy. She's here, stands up on the gates, Altocha. Now Warraluna about to move along with Millie Mook. Now Millie Mook goes up, waiting on Warraluna to move forward. And also Berkshire Flyer out of line, 2 to move in by the looks of things. Over there at the 1460 metre mark. Now Berkshire Flyer goes up. Now the line is set by the looks of things. Yes, they're all in. Altocha drawn the inside. She's here, stands up with High Zephyr, Millie Mook, Bob Samboy. Warraluna drawn the outside of the line. Berkshire Flyer inside of Warraluna. They're racing. Altocha down towards the inside, got the best of it, and she's here is showing a bit of speed. Bob Samboy's out 3 wide and ridden hard looking for the lead. Warraluna goes around the field. Back behind those, Millie Mook further back in the field. High Zephyr dropping back to second last. And about 2.5 to 3, Berkshire Flyer at the tail of the field. On settling down as they race down the back, 1100 out. Now the favourite strides to the lead, Warraluna. Brett Johnson takes Warraluna to the lead out about 2.5 in front of Bob Samboy. A length and 3/4 then in third, Millie Mook. A length behind those, she's here. In behind those, gaining a bit of ground was Altocha, followed then by High Zephyr, caught 3 wide, and 2 to Berkshire Flyer at the tail of the field. In the back straight, they've got about 800 metres to go, and Warraluna lobbing along, doing it very nicely. Out about 2 in front of Bob Samboy, a length and a half then. Out wide, gaining ground was High Zephyr, caught a bit wide, but still going forward. In behind those, Millie Mook, followed by She's Here and Altocha second last, and Berkshire Flyers at the tail of the field. They're bunching up as they race up towards the turn. 500 metres out, Warraluna still doing it well, about a half a length in front of Bob Samboy on the outside. A break of about 2 or 3 behind those, She's Here, followed by High Zephyr on the outside, and a break to Berkshire Flyer, followed by Altocha, but around the turn, and Warraluna kicked away. Warraluna nicely clear, although Bob Samboy's having a go on the outside now. In behind those, Berkshire Flyer, further back then to Altocha down the outside, but Warraluna still the leader. Bob Samboy's about a half a length away as they get down towards the line. It's Warraluna in front, holding Bob Samboy, and the favourites home. Warraluna by about a long neck over Bob Samboy. In third place, Berkshire Flyer, followed by Millie Mook. The next one was She's Here, further back than Altocha, and High Zephyr, the last one to pull up. The favourite home in the second event of the day, Warraluna, Brett Johnson, showed good initiative, took the horse to the lead and dictated his own terms out in front. For a moment or two in the straight, Bob Samboy looked a bit of a chance, but Brett Johnson had a little bit up his sleeve on Warraluna and scored by about a long neck or so at the finish. Warraluna trained by Barry Honan at Queanbeyan, and the first 2 races to jockey Brett Johnson. Warraluna is raced by PW and Mrs. P.A. Quilty, a bay gelding 4 by Warren Hill out of Luna Laurel. The second place getter, Bob Samboy, trained at Goulburn by Wayne Hudd, to raise Capes the rider. A chestnut gelding 6, Noble Roman out of Rasgirl, and Berkshire Flyer third. It's trained at Hawkesbury by Michael Wilson. A chestnut gelding 6 by Gengas out of Fleet Slipper, Grant Buckley. So the winner, Warraluna, on the tote, $1.90, $1.40. Bob Samboy, $5.30. No dividend for number 2 Berkshire Flyer, but a very impressive win. That was only its second start back this time, Warraluna, and he'll go through his grades very, very nicely. Warraluna, as I said, has had 19 starts now, 4 wins, 2 seconds and a third. Now the time for the race, 1:27.81. 1:27.81, 4:32 official, and we'll have more from Queanbeyan in just a moment.
Good on you. Thank you very much to Tony Campbell there. Yes, good performance by Warraluna there, and they had it nicely prepared for today's first up tilt. Now, next will be from Scone, race 3, and number 2, Foy Valley at 3.40, 2.44 Zabila, Cast a Wish at $8.50, Immortal Johns at 11, and Pat's Pride at 3.60 for the third race.
Good betting race. The favourite chopping and changing here, Talic Dream, 3.80. Betray at $4.90, $5 Cocky Raider, $5 I'm Captain Jack. So those 4 runners well supported on the tote. It's a very open race, and $6.50 Rich in Jeans. So it's a good betting race. Moving in well. Now waiting on Toss the Habit, Cocky Raider still out of line. I'm Captain Jack, Bobby Alyssa riding here today. I'm Captain Jack, trained by Frank Cleary, was most disappointing last Saturday. In a maiden at Canberra, it was backed from sevens into even money and never ever looked like winning. So, you know, where there's, as they say in the classics, where there's smoke, there's blue cod. So whether or not the punters are trying to get their money back on I'm Captain Jack today or not remains to be seen. But it was backed from sevens into even money in a maiden race at Canberra last Saturday. And never ever looked like figuring in the finish. Mirage goes up. They're waiting on Toss the Habit to move forward. Can Wonder stands up. I'm Captain Jack. Yes, this is the first day of the Spring Carnival here. It's the Sydney Harbour Casino Newmarket Day here at Queanbeyan. And don't forget that big day on Monday. Looking forward to going out to Queanbeyan, the big cup meeting this Monday. I'll be popping out there. I was at Queanbeyan a couple of weeks ago and going back to Queanbeyan this Monday. And John McAvoy and Don Mulrooney working very hard to make sure that the Queanbeyan Cup is just as good as ever this coming Monday. All roads lead to Queanbeyan. Now, waiting on Betray, it is the riderless one over there. Betray, the rider's out of the saddle. Yeah, Betray is well bred, lightly raced. She's a 3-year-old filly by Terse out of Keeping Secrets. This is a 4th start today. Ran a good race here, 2 starts back. Finished 2nd in a field of 12 behind Tons of Loot. And the horse that finished 3rd in that race was Cocky Raider. So it'll be interesting to see whether Betray and Cocky Raider can do something in this race. Now, Betray is still giving trouble. I'm Captain Jack. Can Wonder stands up. Rich in Jeans. Talic Dream. Mirage. Now, this filly is digging the toes in. They're working hard on her. Brett Johnson, jockey Brett Johnson, has ridden the first 2 winners here today. He won the first race on Tons of Loot, bolted in by 6.5 lengths, and he won the second race on the favourite, Warraluna, trained at the track here at Queanbeyan by Barry Honan. So Brett Johnson riding the first 2 winners here today. He's just recently made a comeback, Brett. He put on a bit of weight, was out of the riding scene for some times, but he's back dedicated and he's in very good form indeed. He was formerly apprenticed to Frank Cleary in his younger day, Brett Johnson. But it's Tierce, this Tierce filly holding up the start over there, Betray. The other runners standing up well, Mirage. Oh, she's in a very stubborn mood, Betray. This is a home track, so she should know better. Yes, Mick Petrovic, of course, trains Kingston Shores, that very promising stayer that finished 2nd in the Canberra Cup recently, and he scratched Rum Rustic today. Rum Rustic was due to race in the last race here, the Sydney Harbour Casino Open, but Rum Rustic will race at Rose Hill tomorrow, and it was a very good run first up in Sydney. Rum Rustic got to the line very, very well indeed. It finished 5th behind Mushy Mushy. It was only beaten 2.5 lengths. That was at Randwick and a welter. So Rum Rustic could go very well at Rose Hill tomorrow. Now, another effort made with Betray, but she's in a foul mood. All the other runners standing up, the jockeys of the riders looking round very anxiously. Oh yes, she's in a very, very stubborn mood, this filly Betray. This is only her 4th start. Rowley Saxton is the rider. He's waiting anxiously to see whether or not they can get Betray into the line. Still waiting on Betray. I'd imagine that the starter's patience could be wearing very, very thin at this point. Very thin indeed. Oh, look, throwing the head around, digging the toes in. How many? There's about 1, 2, 3, 4. There's about 6 or 7 attendants over there. And they're doing a pretty good job. They may have her this time by the looks of things. They may just about have her. So I'll stand by and see. No chance. She could well come out, this filly, I'd say. Now stand by, here's the phone. Hello. 210, the starter's patience has worn thin. Betrayers out, please note. Taken out at 210. Bookmakers, rule your ledgers. 210, the scratching time of Betray for refusing to move into the stalls. Now stand by. Starter goes up. Betray, the late scratching. Taken out at 210. Now they're set. And away they go. I'm Captain Jack towards the inside, got away well. Talic Dream. Can Wonder ridden hard is looking for the lead. Rich Dreams and out very wide Cocky Raider. Getting back behind that group of horses there as they sort themselves out and race towards the back was Toss the Habit. And the last one, as they raced towards the back, was Mirage. In the back straight though, and Cocky Raider sustaining that run as the leader now. Cocky Raider draws out about 3 or 4 in front. Now Talic Dream moves to second on the outside of I'm Captain Jack, a length and 3/4 behind those Can Wonder. A further break in the field then, Rich in Jeans, followed by Mirage, and Toss the Habit as last of all as they race down the back. They've got about 850 metres to go. Cocky Raider the leader, settling down well in second place. Talic Dream out 3 wide, running on was Can Wonder. I'm Captain Jack between runners, further back then Mirage, followed by Rich in Dreams, and Toss the Habit as last of all as they leave the back and race up the side towards the turn. And Cocky Raider the leader out wide, running on fairly well was Can Wonder, followed by I'm Captain Jack. Now Talic Dream is down towards the inside, off the track Mirage is gaining ground. Back behind that group as they race towards the turn, Rich in Jeans, and Toss the Habit last of all, but around the turn, and the leader was Cocky Raider, looming up on the outside. I'm Captain Jack. In between those, blocked through one was Talic Dream, and the next one, Rich in Dreams, followed then by Mirage. But now I'm Captain Jack raced up on the outside and hit the lead into the clear. Rich in Dreams coming quickly down the outside and getting a run down towards the inside. Talic Dream. I'm Captain Jack as the leader. Out wide, Rich in Jeans trying hard. I'm Captain Jack in front. They hit the line. Maybe I'm Captain Jack. I'm Captain Jack narrowly over Rich in Jeans out wide. Now Talic Dream a little bit unlucky in the straight for third. Further back then Toss the Habit, followed by Cocky Raider. Well back behind those Mirage, and the last one across the line Can Wonder, and taken out at the barrier the late scratching Betray for refusing to move in. Betray is scratching at 2.10. Well, there you go. I'm Captain Jack, as I said before the race. It was backed as unbeatable at the Canberra last start. 7s into even money. And today it's well supported again, backed into $3.60, $1.40. I'm Captain Jack, $3.61.40. Rich in Jeans, $1.50. Talic Dream a bit unlucky, couldn't get a run in the early stages of the straight. But it's I'm Captain Jack. Now this angle can be a little bit treacherous here at times. To the naked eye, it looks as though I'm Captain Jack has held on, but Rich in Jeans out very wide as they get towards the line. Looking at that, I'd suppose you'd have to say I'm Captain Jack over Rich in Jeans and Talic Dream. So $3.61.40 for number 7, $1.50 for 4, $1.20 for number 5.
Yep, 7, 4 and 5 there. Race number 3 at Queanbeyan, $3.60, $1.40. All right, now let's have a look at Scone, our next event, due in 2, $7.60 for Kai Flyer, $3.10 informal. Maddie's at 5.
Just running a shade late for this race. Thank you, Nick. Moving in well. Now, Clever Clan goes up. Fox Rock Boyo about to move along. Live Cycles out of the stall. So too is Snob, Glissando, Cavachi and Fairweather Girl. Moving.
All right, 3, 2, 4 there. Quinella $15.10. The trifecta $66.30 on race 4 at Horsham. Now let's return to Queanbeyan.
Now Snob goes up. Glissando about to move along. 2 of these having the first start in a race. Mr. Beak trained by Barbara Joseph and Glissando trained by Terry Rutzo. 2 first starters. Quite a good crowd here today for this meeting. Beautiful day, of course. Beautiful spring weather. Now the line is just about set. Mr. Beak drawn an inside gate. Glissando, Clever Clan. Truly Dazzling stands up well. Life Cycles, Cavachi. Now the line appears to be set. They're under starters' orders. This is race 4. Stand by. And away they go. A good level start, although Mr. Beak went back to the tail of the field when they hit the ground. Clever Clan and Fox Rock Boyo got away well, and Glissando driving right up along the inside. Cavachi's caught a bit wide, further back behind those Truly Dazzling Life Cycles. Now Mr. Beak is second last and Fairweather Girl is last of all. After they sort themselves out, a good race for the lead. Fox Rock Boyo on the outside and Clever Clan joint leaders. Going up 3 wide. Cavachi's a bit wide though at this stage. Further back behind those in the field then came Snob, followed by Glissando. Truly Dazzling down towards the inside. Back behind that group then Life Cycles, Fairweather Girl and Mr. Beaker's last of all, but as they swing around the home turn, Clever Clan is just in front of Fox Rock Boy on the outside. They're well clear of Cavachi, followed by Truly Dazzling down towards the rails, and out wider still was Glissando, followed by Life Cycles, the widest runner then Mr. Beak. Inside the 200 though, Clever Clan shaken up as just in front. Fox Rock Boyo on the outside is having another go. They're well clear. It's Clever Clan, Fox Rock Boyo, Clever Clan in front near the line. They hit the line. Oh, it's extremely close. Clever Clan or Fox Rock Boyo could go either way. Now back behind those, Cavachi, out wide Glissando, followed by Live Cycles. Further back in the field then Mr. Beak, followed by Truly Dazzling Fairweather Girl, and a long last was Snob. Well, this is close, this one. Now, they're wide apart, as I said earlier today. This angle here is very tricky. Clever Clan to the naked eye. Maybe Clever Clan, but I'm very, very concerned about Fox Rock Boyo out very wide on the track. Anyhow, if we'll do it from the top, if number 1 gets it, Fox Rock Boyo, it'll return 351.60, or if number 7 Clever Clan gets it, 381.50. And this is one finish that I'm not all that confident about. I think Cavachi may have got third, although there was a group of them back there. If Cavachi gets third in that race, by the way, number 5, $1.40. So just watching the replay, Clever Clan resuming from a spell today. Bobby Alyssa nursed the horse as long as he could, but always niggling on the outside was Fox Rock Boyo, Greg Farrar. So two very good riders here. We've got Bobby Alyssa wielding the whip on Clever Clan, and coming at it again on the outside, Fox Rock Boyo, Greg Farrar. They're well clear of Cavachi. Now just having a look at this as they hit the line. Oh, perhaps the one on the outside. But anyhow, I'll leave it to the judge. Fox Rock Boyo or Clever Clan. Judge calls for the photo. There's the number now. Now, number 1 is the winner on the outside. Fox Rock Boyo got up in the last stride. Number 1 is the winner, Fox Rock Boyo, Greg Farrar, beating number 7, Clever Clan, Bobby Alyssa. They had a good tussle all the way down the straight. Now, the time for that race, 58.67. Fox Rock Boyo, trained by Barry Freebody at Queanbeyan. A chestnut gelding 3 by Curra Villa out of Bellevue Flyer, raced by Mrs. D.C. Mildern and Mrs. V.L. Hopwood, and ridden by Greg Farrar. Number 7, Clever Clan, second to Bay Cull 3 by Kinjite, out of Cats, trained by Frank Cleary, Bobby Alyssa, and we're standing by for third. No third number as yet. I'll send those down the line with other details, and back with the totes in just a moment.
Okay, good on you. Thank you very much, Tony. You're 1, 7 and 5. Royal Commissioner, the late mail from Rodney at 7.10, Skip Holly Brown 8.60, 4.10 for Trapina, and an Angel at 8.70 for race 5. Late mail, of course, is for Royal Commissioner for Peter Wiggins, Rod Gallegos' late mail. Now, Townsville Sparkle and Shine at 27.75, 6.35, Rubik Royale 5.25, Savette Rouge at 2.40, Quadella 184.80, Trifecta 6,000 and 31.70 on race 3 at Townsville. Now at Horsham, 1, 9 and 7, Threadbare, Aerobic Prince and Mindid, 190, 130, 230 and 370 in the home state at Horsham for race 5. Now let's take it to Queanbeyan for race 5. Once again, here's Tony.
Irish Maple in line with Tapina. Now Anne's an Angel goes up towards the stalls. That will leave Skipperly Brown and Baron Saxby. Previous race today, in a very close one, a spine-tingling finish, as they say. Fox Rock Boyo, Greg Farrar just getting up to beat Clever Clan, Bobby Alyssa, and Cavachi was third. The winning margin a nose, 4-length second and third, 58.67 was the time. A good finish by two good riders, Greg Farrar, one of our leading riders in this part, and of course Bobby Alyssa riding very, very well in the metropolitan areas. Now, Anne's an Angel about to move along, and that will leave Baron Saxby the last one. Royal Commissioner towards the inside stands up with Irish Maple and Tarpina. Now, Baron Saxby moves along for the 5th event, the Tourist Hotel Class 5. Stand by, folks. They're all in. And away they go. That was a good level start indeed. Irish Maple got away well, and Tarpina driving through looking for the lead. Baron Saxby, Skipperly Brown, look at them go. They're all keen to lead. And Royal Commissioner drops out to the tail of the field. They're flying out in front inside the 1,000. Anne's an Angel down towards the inside, and Baron Saxby, they're the joint leaders. Out about 2 in front of Skipperly Brown with the sit. Easing back to 4th was Tarpina, followed by Royal Commissioner second last, and Irish Maple last of all, as they leave the back and race up the side. Still a little between this pair out in front. It's Baron Saxby about a long neck in front of Anne's an Angel. 2 off in third. Skipperly Brown, who appears to be going well. A length and a half behind those, Tarpina, followed by Royal Commissioner back second last. And Irish Maple at the tail of the field as they swing up towards the turn. Now Anne's an Angel has got to the lead now. Baron Saxby's being ridden hard, followed then by Skipperly Brown towards the inside. Wide out running on was Tarpina. Royal Commissioner coming down the outside. But as they race down to the 200, Anne's an Angel kicked away into the clear. Tarpina's running on fairly well, and Royal Commissioner is coming with a run down the outside, but ducking in. It's Anne's an Angel taken on by Tarpina, and getting between those, Irish Maple. It's Tarpina, Irish Maple. They go to the line. Tarpina just beat Irish Maple. I think Anne's an Angel held on for third, just ahead of Royal Commissioner. In behind those, Skipperly Brown and Baron Saxby found the big weight far too much and has finished last. Tarpina, $4 for the win, $2.10 for the place. Irish Maple, a good run. That was its first start. This mare's first start for Amanda Langler, formerly raced in Victoria. And its first start since racing at Caulfield back on the 26th of April. 5 Tarpina, $4 and $2.10. 2 Irish Maple, $3.30. 6 Anne's an Angel, no dividend. That was the late male Tarpina, and well ridden by Greg Farrer. So the numbers are 5, 2 and 6 official. 5, the winner Tarpina, Greg Farrer, trained by John Morrissey. A bay gelding 5, Take Your Partner out of Sunday Brunch, raced by the Tavistock Park Stud Proprietary Limited Syndicate. The managers P and Mrs. J.M. Pascoe, John Morrissey, the trainer. Number 2, Irish Maple, trained by Amanda Langler, Queanbeyan, Brett Johnson, the rider. And third, number 6, Anne's an Angel, Kevin Sweeney, trained at Queanbeyan by Murray Irving, a bay mare 4 Alquois out of Belder Senior. Now, number 3 was 4th, Royal Commissioner. And number 4, Skipperley Brown, finished 5th. 5, 2, 6 official, 1, 10, 15. That was a good run, 1, 10, 15. And we'll have more from Queanbeyan in just a moment.
Yeah, 5, 2 and 6 at Queanbeyan. Thank you very much to Tony Campbell there. Now they're on the way to the barrier for the next at Scone, which is race 6. Assegai is Better Goya Boy at 20, 440 French Rave, and Suffrage at 14 for the 6th race at Queanbeyan, due in 1 minute from now. Bright day there. Let's have a look at Townsville dividends. 110.6, Quinella 73.10, trifecta $3,070.10 for race 4 at Townsville. Well, they're about to move into line now at Queanbeyan, so let's take it there. And here's Tony.
Yeah, good, Nick. Race 6, Sandcastle Mercure in Class 2. Our more Russian cousin out. And the favourite, 240 Bayview. 310 Gold Port, 11's Acting Consul, 20's Barragora Boy, 430 French Rave and 14 Suffrage. Over there at the 1600, they're about to move along. Acting Consul goes up, Barragora Boy's in line. Gold Port, Suffrage still out, French Rave and Bayview. Bobby Alyssa riding French Rave in this race. Now they're moving in well. Acting Consul has gone up, Bayview about to be let in. Bayview now the favourite, 230 ahead of Gold Port at 310. Over there at the 1600, just waiting on Gold Port and French Rave to move along, and Suffrage. Barragora Boy the inside, Acting Consul at gate 2. Bayview's a little further out, just waiting on Gold Port to move up, and French Rave and Suffrage. This is race 6, the Sandcastle Mercure in Class 2. Previous race won by Tarpina, Greg Farrer, beating Irish Maple, Brett Johnson, and Anne's an Angel, Kevin Sweeney. Now, Gold Port is about to be led along, and that will leave Suffrage to complete the line. The big one of the day is the last race, race 8, second leg of the double. Should be a good race too. It's the Sydney Harbour Casino Open Handicap. The only scratching is Rum Rustic, who's racing at Rose Hill tomorrow. And as I said earlier, Rum Rustic ran a good race first up at Randwick, finished 5th in a field of 10 behind Mushy Mushy at its first start back from a spell. Now waiting on Suffrage to move along, and we'll have a start in race 5. Race 6 it is, the Sandcastle Mercure in Class 2. French Rave stands up, Gold Port, Acting Consul, Barragora Boys the inside runner. Now Suffrage pulls away. Suffrage, John Nesbitt the rider. All the other runners stand up very well indeed. Bayview and Gold Port, the two favourites, alongside of one another in the stalls. Again, Suffrage pulling away. Suffrage is trained at Canberra by Ronnie Weston. She's a 7-year-old mare now by Impatune. Lightly raced, has only had the 17 starts. Now the rider has dismounted. Goes in straight away, Suffrage, just waiting on John Nesbitt to remount. And we'll have a start. This is race 6 at Queanbeyan. A stand by. The starter about to go up onto his ladder to release the field. Acting Consul stands well. Now they're set. Stand by. Off they go. Now Barragora Boy towards the inside, got away well. Suffrage didn't jump all that well out wide, and prominent as French Rave looking for the lead between those. Gold Port, followed then by Bayview. Acting Consul is second last, and about 2 Suffrage at the tail of the